Hey guys,
Hi.
how is everybody doing? I just started the meeting so people will be joining, but I'm so excited to see you because this is literally our first call of the year.
It's great to see you, Alex.
Great to see you as well. Hey Nikwa,
Hi, how you going?
I'm doing amazing. I'm going to turn my camera in a second, guys. So let's just give it a minute or two for other people to join. I know that the majority of clients are not going to turn on the live calls because they prefer to watch the replays, but I'm so excited to see you. I know Scott, one of my private clients, is going to be coming on the call for sure. And I know that Kavisa might join. So I'm so excited to get this going with you. By the way, because this is our first call for the year, how it's going to go is I want everybody that's going to be live to introduce to one another. Then I'm going to give you audits on your Instagram accounts and I'm going to answer any questions that you have. And then if there's time, I'm going to break down how one of my clients that's in the Hypermind, and it's also my private, did $42,000 in the first 3 days of the new year. So that's the agenda for the call. And you have like an hour and a half.
Awesome.
Yes. Okay, I believe we can start. I see Mila joining. So, once again, guys, welcome. And how we're going to do this is since we have Mila, Ashley, and Nico on the call so far, I want you to start introducing yourself so you get to know each other because you're in this together. And it's really going to be simple. So I want you to tell everybody in the chat where you're from and what's your niche. And I want you to share one or more wins, depending on you, but one win since you've joined the Pipe Hypermind, no matter how big or small. And also, I want us to push the edge and really talk about our money goals, if you're comfortable, guys, because I want to drop the stigma around, oh, it's like bad to mention what you want to make, because I want all of you to normalize the topics of money. Because if you don't talk about it, you have all of these subconscious beliefs that money are bad, and therefore you'll start to repel it. So who wants to go first?
I can.
Okay, Nikwa, let's go.
I'm Nikwa. I'm from Western Australia. My niche is family, maternity, and I'm hoping to get into elopements soon. The win that I've had, probably getting started on this course and doing like up to the first potion, and I'm really excited about sort of going further with that.
Nice. You're already on the first potion because you've joined like it was before New Year. I think it was like the 20th something, right?
Yes.
Nice. So you're already an action taker, and that's amazing. I said it, no matter how big or small, the thing with like courses is people would spend thousands of dollars on the courses and they never even start the materials. So you're already before these 50%, Nikwa. So amazing. You're from Australia. I love that. I have cousins in Australia. I'm not sure if you know that, but I have cousins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And whenever they call, it's like this crazy, I think 10 or 12-hour zone difference. So it's like black on my end, but then in their end, it's like morning. So it's so crazy. Now, I love that you want to do elopements. Ashley, by the way, is a superstar elopement photographer. So yes, and I love that. So the other one was the win. I love it. Now, would you be open to sharing how much are you aiming for to make? Because when it's 100% okay if you don't want to share, but what happens when you keep that to yourself is you don't feel the accountability to actually go and make that happen. But when you speak it into existence, you give like life to the vision, so you're accountable to make it happen. Does this make sense?
I'm happy to share. I'd like to sort of pay off housing and do all that stuff. I'd like to make around $5,000 a month. That would really take me out of the place of being sort of stressed about money, which would be really nice.
Oh my God, that's so doable. That's like, let's say you're charging 2.5K per client, that's 2 clients per month.
Yeah.
And when it comes to pricing, Ashley knows how much I hate low pricing. So, you know, that can be one client per month. If you're charging $5,000 for a wedding, which is, let's say, not, it's like, it should be a hygiene standard, because $5,000 for a wedding, depending on like what everything is going on in the world, you will need to keep increasing your prices more and more because of inflation and all of those things. Like I just shared my Instagram stories about what Cardi B said, but a lettuce that used to cost $2 not cost $7. You know, so living expenses are coming higher. So you will have to increase your prices one way or another. Okay, love that. $5,000 per month, so freaking doable. Now, who wants to go first? I didn't see Mila saying anything as soon as she joined. So Mila, are you here? Are you just watching? Like, what's the deal? Okay, so I guess Mila is doing something. Ashley, do you want to take the lead then?
Sure. So I'm Ashley. I live in the US and Georgia. I specialize in elopement photography, but I also love doing boudoir, family, a little bit of everything. But elopements is where I would like to really push this year and get a little bit more of. And that is actually ties into my win. I have booked 3 elopements already since the year started, and I just stopped doing weddings full time. And I was really nervous about that change, but
Oh my
thanks
God.
to Alex, it's
Can
been great.
everybody drop, so both for Nikwa and for Ashley, I mean, you're 4 people on the call, the others will be watching the replay, so they cannot really react. But just drop it for each other, like claps or your favorite emoji, because that's freaking amazing. Nikwa, it's amazing that you're trailblazing for the modules already like this. And Ashley, congratulations on booking 3 freaking events in 5 days. And someone will tell me it's slow season. Like in my world, slow season doesn't exist. Like it's a myth. And later on the call, we are going to be talking about this, guys, because I literally don't want you to listen to what anybody else is saying, either on the radio or on the internet, because it's programming your mind, no matter how creepy it sounds, but it's programming your mind to believe that money is limited, because it's like really not. The government is printing money every single day. It's like literally it's printing money. People have money, you know, they love to spend. They go into debt to buy Apple products. So money, like slow season, does not exist. Okay, so congratulations, Ashley. That's amazing. You shared the win. You shared your niche. What else? Would you be comfortable to be sharing the other thing? Hang on, I just need to take a lead here because one of my clients is having difficulties joining, but I'm listening.
Okay, no worries. My goal for this year is to hit 3 or 6 figures to break into that barrier. I got closer than ever last year, but my goal is to hit 6 figures this year.
That's so doable.
Yes, and I'm on the right track.
Yeah, so Scott is joining, and his goal was to hit, I'm not sure why he cannot access the, hang on. I'm not sure why he cannot access the call, but regardless. So actually, one of my clients, Scott, he wanted to do 6 figures, and I said to him, actually, you should go for 125K, not
like
6 figures. And so he did it. I think it was not 150K, it was 122K. He's about to join. He will share that with you guys, but go 155K, not 100K. Okay. And also, guys, I'm not sure if you believe in this stuff, but do you have vision boards and affirmations and stuff like that?
I have vision board.
Yes. Ashley?
Yes.
No, I don't. That's a good idea, though.
You definitely want to do it. 100%. Okay. So, okay. So Scott is joining. What I'm going to have you do now is I want you to drop your Instagram account links in the chat section. So I can start with the audits, and then we can transition into the 24K and how my client did it. So you can steal her strategy. Okay, it's going to be so good. And by the way, I'm going to answer your questions, guys, after we finish that. I know Nikwa submitted a question, and I know Ashley submitted a question, and they were both really good.
Okay.
Okay, I see your links. Okay, so I will start with Nikwa.
Okay.
Okay, so can you see what I have on my screen, guys?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Now, what kind of feedback, before I dive into the audit, Nikwa, let me know what kind of a feedback would be the most helpful, so I know what to focus on, because we can be
Okay,
talking
so
about so many things.
it for me it looks, I watched the modules about sort of making your pictures cohesive and doing like asymmetrical variety, and I really like variety, but I'm struggling to sort of make my page not look really messy. It sort of, to me, looks messy at the moment, and I'm going for sort of like the warm soft colors but with a pop of color, but it just doesn't seem to be coming together for me.
Okay, so I will call you out there right now, because these 6 images right here, they look beautiful to me, and it's really telling a story. An engagement session, a mother with a baby, a beautiful location near the lake, a family session, a luxury chatao image. Like, this already screams to me luxury. So what I can see though, and there's a
So
clear,
just quickly,
yeah,
like below that, if you scroll down to all of the Christmas sessions, that's where I feel it sort of starts losing it.
yes,
And I've
that
been
was I
wondering
was
if
going
I
to say.
should
It's like
erase
there's
the
this.
Christmas ones.
Yeah, but that's okay. I think you even asked me this on one of my question stickers on my stories. If you should remove all of the rest images. So here's the thing. When I look at your page right now, there's like this invisible barrier that separates this part of the brand from this right
Yeah.
here. So what I would do is, since all of these are Christmas sessions, I might archive them and keep only the best of the best. So you want to look at your Instagram pages, guys, like a Vogue magazine. So only the best of the best things deserve to be on this page. And I'm not saying that the images are not worthy to be on the page. What I'm saying is you want to keep the best of the best. Ashley has a really good way of keeping her page looking really like Vogue magazine, and so does Scott, because he's going to be on the call. So I will show you examples of that. But what you have going on so far is beautiful. Now, for you to understand how to move forward the direction you want with your page is to realize what is the type of clients that you want to be booking. And your answer to the question in the beginning of the call was elopements and micro weddings, correct?
Yes, and maternity and family.
Maternity. Okay, so what we want to do is like a mental checklist. Maternity, is there a maternity? I don't see maternity here. I see families. So you're already doing that. So what you want to be doing now is, if you have content for elopements and family sessions, you want to be pumping out those. And so, for example, let's say if you're going to be, you want to book these 3 types of clients, you want to be doing, let's say, 5 posts per month. One is maternity, one is elopements, one is families, just so that you start to program people that these are the 3 types of offers that you offer as a photographer.
Okay.
Okay. Does this add clarity to what your question was?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Okay. Now, the other thing that I see is when I look at your bio, so you definitely want to add an emoji right at the end, because it is going to help you stand out in search. So when I go to the search bar and when I write in Perth wedding photographers, look how many people are going to show up. So if there's an emoji right into the center, it's going to stand out. And even though it might not look like a big thing, it is a big thing when there are so many people. It incentivizes you to instinctually click on that thing. Okay.
Okay.
So add an emoji there. Another thing that I lack here is there are no emojis in the bio. So definitely do that. And the other thing is you have a call to action. So we already having 2 call to actions. Let's create magic together, or click the link on my website for more info. That's it has the same meaning. So let's create magic and click on my website. They're both call to actions. So what I would stick to is something that goes with high end and luxury, because those are the types of clients that you want to be booking. So what I would say is let me start telling your one-of-a-kind luxury love story. Or let me start by telling your a luxury one-of-a-kind story.
Okay.
Without click the link on my in my bio. Okay.
Got
And the
it.
other thing that I would add is either something that explains your personality, or it explains the type of the photographer you are and the types of clients that you work with. For example, if you're, let's say, for wedding photographers, a good one that I always suggest is a professional third wheeler. Or, you know, I love working with quirky, bubbly, posh clients. Like, for example, Scott, he is a really luxurious wedding photographer. So if you literally in his bio, he has, I'm a photographer for Porsche clients and something like that. Even though it might
Okay.
sound cheesy to you guys, it's what sells and it what attracts your unicorn clients. Because your unicorn client, they have filter in their mind. And anything that is not what they desire, they're like blank. I know, Ashley, one of your questions, I mean, it was your only question. You were like, I'm not attracting the people that I want to attract. Well, it's because maybe in your audience, majority of people are people who would rather pay price rather than value and high quality. So they're used to the lower prices. Whereas luxury clients, all they care about is the status, what it means, you know? So when it comes to your bio, it literally has to be a business card that when your ideal client reads that, they're like, oh my God, yes, this is exactly what I need. Okay, so in Ignited, you have the entire framework on how to set up the bio. Do you have any other particular questions?
Me?
Yes, yes, Uniqua.
I think my main one was I'm not sure how possible clients find me and how they actually see my posts, because so I'm one of hundreds of photographers here in WA, and I'm just not sure how to actually get them onto my Instagram.
Okay, so once I finish the audits and answer your questions, I will share with you the 24K in 3 days, and I will give you one super easy and fast way to get in front of clients. So I will answer your questions to that, but mainly you already had 100 followers, okay? And some of them are most likely, even though some of them might be photographers, some of them might be potential clients. And even though they're photographers, what I was going to say about slow season, guys, is all photographers think that they're in slow season and they need help with their social media. So what's stopping you from you offering services to photographers such as headshots? I know Ashley has a studio, so just imagine the money you can be making. It's such an underutilized tool.
Okay.
Yes, I'm seeing your followers, Niqua. So this person, do you know who this is?
No.
This might be a potential client because she's following you.
I've been erasing as many of the ghost followers as I can. So I'm trying to keep it really neat on there.
Okay. So when it comes to being seen on the app, you already, so when you post, people see a post. But the other strategy, and this is one that I preach, is you leveraging communities that already have your existing ideal clients living in there. And these places are Facebook groups. But where most photographers go wrong is they join into Facebook groups for other photographers. And so they're like, there are no brides in the groups, it's just other photographers. So they're like, why the heck is my post sinking? But you want to join Facebook groups where your ideal client lives. So for example, like private yoga instructor Pilates classes, or let's say you want to do elopements. A great group would be a group for mountain hiking, because people who love to hike also love adventure. And elopements, it's all about adventures. So you joining these groups and posting really calculated strategic Instagram posts that you learn how to do in Ignited. There's a module for that. I will give the link to you in the end of the training. But literally, you create a post and you drive traffic to your Instagram page. They come here and you convert them with your post and with your stories. It's literally that simple. Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Do you have any others?
Just 1 second. Oh, I just wanted to confirm something. When in the training it says interviews, is that sort of behind the scenes?
Scott.
Hey, yes.
Hey,
Hello.
Scott. You
Hey,
did an
guys.
interview with a client, right?
Yeah, I did it a few months ago, last year.
Okay, Nico, let me show you. So what a client interview means is you interview your client. So I've done interview with Scott, I've done interview with Ashley. You literally take where's your interview?
That's actually a good question. I think it's under the,
Okay, here it is.
yeah.
So this is what an interview is. Basically, Scott is with his clients over a Zoom call. The screen is being recorded, and he is asking them questions that is going to help the ideal client watching this interview understand why they need to work with you. But the questions that you're going to ask are literally laid out, and I know that this is going to be outside of your comfort zone, guys, like for the majority of you, because you need to get on a phone call with a client and on top of that, ask them to record. But what's going to surprise you is that 9 times out of 10, they would love to do it because they just appreciate how much you've helped them. So the questions that you ask on the interview are going to be designed to help you answer some of the biggest doubts that your ideal clients who want to work with you have, but are preventing them to reach out to you. So what you're going to do, and this is what I want you to do, Scott, as well, is you want to pin this interview on the top of your page. Okay. So if you hold on the post and you go to the burger menu, it's going to allow you to pin the post to profile, because this is going to serve as a big conversion piece of your entire Instagram funnel. Because when clients come to your page, they're going to see the interview and they're going to get answers to all of their biggest doubting questions. And it's a different vibe when you toot your own horn, but it's a different vibe when your client says their working experience with you. Okay. So let me actually show you something on my end. You see my screen?
No.
Okay, so I have a lot of client interviews on my page, but like the one that I have pinned is my client, Denise. So it's literally the same thing. The only thing that I noticed is like Scott didn't record himself. So you always want to have your face next to your client's face and follow the questions that I have laid out into the interview section in the interview portion. And you definitely want to have this post, at least one, pinned on your profile, because you got no idea how many times this is going to help you get a client longer term. Because every single post that you post on your page has a different purpose. This has a longer term purpose. Clients are not going to like this. You see, it has 200 views, but it has, I don't know, and I don't care how many likes it has. The thing is that they watch this till the end, and it answers their most burning questions about what type of photographer you were. Why did I even work with you? Why did they decide to pay you $5,000? You know, and when they it lands differently. So all of you want to get on a interview with your clients, and you want to have it on your page. If you can make it a habit to do it with like every 4th client, I will love you till the end of time, because it's going to help your business. Okay. Does this answer your question, Nico?
Yes, thank you. Looks good.
So thank you. In the potion, like everything is step by step. I show you how to do from A to Z. But if you're in a phase in your business where you haven't necessarily worked with so many clients, you might want to come back to that lesson later. Now, I know you've obviously worked with clients, so you already have people to reach out to, and you can definitely do that. Okay, but the point is, it's not going to make or break your business if you don't have a client interview. However, it's going to make a lot of things easier. Okay, so make sure to do it.
Perfect.
Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's for me done.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So Scott, I'm also editing your Instagram pages, so drop your link.
Okay.
Why can't I go back to my Zoom? Guys, I need a coach to coach me on how to use Zoom. Hang on, how do I? Okay, I'm here. We did it. Okay, so
Alex, you still have your Christmas tree up. That's kind of funny.
actually, Christmas here was it was yesterday or it was yesterday. So I decorated my Christmas tree, like all of the ornaments were brought to my house at like the 20th of December, I think. So this bad boy is staying until March. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know that in the States, one client messaged me and she was like, oh, like I started decorating by Christmas. And I'm like, I started decorating on Halloween. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah, that's really early. Okay, so Ashley, by the way, Scott, as I'm auditing Ashley's account, I want you to get to know each other with the rest of the OG photographers that are on the group and for others that are catching the replay to introduce yourself. So where you're from and your photography niche, as well as the monetary goal you want for 2023, as well as one big or small win that you've had since joining the Pipe Hypermind. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So my goal for this year, I had a goal in mind, but Alex nixed that goal. He says we're going for 200K. So 200K. That's the goal this year.
Yeah. He was like, okay, let's do 100 because he set 6 figures for 2022. I'm like, no, that's too low. Go 125K, and he hit it. And now he has like, I want to do 150K, and I'm like, no, you're going to do 200K. So he's aiming for 200K. And what was the other thing?
And no, so I was just gonna say, yeah, 200K. That's gonna be the goal that's hit this year. And yeah, so my target clients, mainly weddings and headshots.
Nice.
I've been getting a lot of headshot leads lately.
Yeah.
So
like I cannot stress this enough, but lawyers, like they're full as boats. Lawyers, doctors.
Yes.
These are businesses that never run out. Even if the world crumbles down, people still need bakers, people still need doctors, people still need lawyers. So I see photographers because people keep adding me into like Facebook groups, asking me to do free trainings there and like to educate people, but I'm seeing photographers being scared to death about like the world collapsing. But I'm like, how can the world collapse when new businesses keep appearing? Every single business needs a photographer. Every single business needs content for their social media. Like love is never going to be canceled. And there's so many rich people in the world that want to spend tens of thousands of dollars for photographers. So don't listen to the panicked, crazy people, because like there really are crazy people in the Facebook groups. And I don't want to be offensive, but I haven't met a single person that would do a post like that in a Facebook group that actually had something going on importantly in their business. Because if you have that time to go and write a rant in a freaking Facebook group, what are you doing with your time? So please discern yourself from reading all of these posts that have like frantic negative energy to it, okay? Because you don't want to act from that place, okay?
Cool.
So I cut you off, Scott. So you said 200K for the year. That's
yeah,
so doable. And so
200K, weddings, headshots. And I was going to say, that reminds me, last year when we were working together and I was writing all the captions, I still have those to post. So it's like, I've still got content to post. And yeah, happy to be here, and nice to meet everyone.
Amazing. Amazing. So one thing, if I want you to guys, like, how are you feeling now that you've heard your monetary goals? I remember when I used to have coaches, and when my coach told me to share my monetary goals with everybody else in the group, I realized, because in that point, like in my body, I felt like, oh my God, like there's no way that I'm going to hit this. And then when I heard other people like saying like 5 times the amount of money that I wanted to make, I was like holy shit, you know? So it's all, even though you might feel triggered and like, wow, like You know, who do you think you are? You want to use that instead of a triggering point as a calibration point. So instead of getting judgmental, you want to be like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too. You want to play in the energy of money, not in the energy of like, there's not enough. This is why I said in the beginning, I want you to guys share your money goals, because it's just going to show you how, like, what other people are thinking. And that oftentimes we fail to succeed because we want to do it in isolation. But when we see other people are what they're doing, it becomes like, oh, like, you know, they're not doubting themselves. And it becomes like this self-encouraging cycle. Okay, so Ashley, I'm about to look at your profile and we want to get into it. Now, let me know what kind of feedback is going to be the most helpful.
Most helpful right now, I think, would be my boudoir minis were a flop, which is really weird because I've been booking, I guess it's a good thing because I'm booking my full package boudoir sessions more than ever right now. But I tried to do a mini session a day full and it was just a flop. So I'm a little lost on that.
Okay, so let me try to, do I have a whiteboard here? So I can map up your funnel or something. So you're saying that you want to be booking boudoir sessions, is that correct?
Yes, this first post on my profile, I shared that last week and it got good engagement. I got about 5 messages, DMs off of this and 0 bookings.
Okay. Who is the ideal client that you want to book with through this post?
Someone who wants to gift this as a Valentine's Day gift for
Okay.
their significant other.
Okay, so one thing that confuses me is this. 200.
I know.
2 hours. And I think you said like I've increased my, it was in the form or something. And I'm just saying this because there was this person in my, she's a client, but she was in my DMs. The way that she charges about boudoir, it's 2 hours. It's between 4,000 to 6,000 with or without makeup.
That's
So,
the goal.
yeah, you know, but your work is like unseen. Like you're a magician. So one of the reasons that you might not be booking the clients you want to book is because of this.
That just confuses me because I feel like, why would you not jump on a deal for quality, like something
Because
you
it's
know?
like, you know, purchasing like a Cartier bracelet or like an Hermes bag. If it's low in cost, you understand the value of it. But when you look at the price and you're like, I don't like, why is this cheap? Like something has to be off with it. Or it's like you see a Leica, you know, you see a Leica which can cost up to $10,000 and it's for like 300 and you're like, is this like made in China? Like what's the deal? You know?
Fair. Okay.
So your price, Scott is laughing because Scott is like a fanatic for Leicas. Anyways, the thing with branding and attracting the right clients, it's not only about the marketing message that you learn in Ignite and how to craft your marketing message, it's also your price. Your price attracts the right clients.
You know, that's my biggest struggle.
And the other thing, Ashley, is that no, I don't want to like, because looks can be subjective, but this person in the picture looks like she is 18, 20. She really looks young. So I would say if these are not the clients that you would like to attract for boudoir sessions, I would definitely recommend using an older woman in the marketing, in the branding, because this is what gets registered on a subconscious level. I see a girl in her teenage years and a bed.
Right.
But when it comes to boudoir photographers who really charge $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, it's a deeper problem that the client wants to solve. It's always about self-image. It's not just the sexiness, it's self-image, reclaiming yourself, confidence, feeling the inner femininity. So those are the things that you want to be focusing when you're marketing the entire experience. Okay, and not instead of slapping the price, what I would have said here is, are you ready to fall in love with yourself all over again? Are you ready to awaken your inner fiery goddess?
Right. Then you've got
Now,
Um,
depending on the type of boudoir that you want to do, I know that there are explicit boudoir photographers who looks like it's like literally an OnlyFans thing, and then it's like something that's more casual or luxurious. So depending on like on what end of the spectrum you want to go to, you might want to spice up how the covers look like
Right.
show graphics. Again, that goes back to what you want to book, you know, because
Right.
branding, guys, it's like literally you want to understand it as if you were to say something to a 3-year-old, they don't have the ability to reject. What they see is what they see. So if I come to your page and I see this is what I assume that the experience is going to be like. Okay.
Okay.
When it comes to selling these, I wouldn't even recommend adding the deliverables. You want people to DM you. Because
Right.
maybe I want 2 hours and I want 5 freaking dresses. So that might be one of the reasons that you're not getting the inquiries that you want to be getting. What I would do instead is I would focus on your unique selling proposition, and I would say a transformation that this actually provides. So for you have this in Ignite It,
Yes.
I believe, but it's like, what is the end goal of this, you know? And for boudoir photographers, it's reclaiming your inner sexiness. It's awakening the feminine energy. It's falling in love with myself.
Right.
It's giving the best gift and making the heart of your boyfriend run 200,000 kilometers per hour. What I've seen now, you don't want to think of it like as being manipulative, even though it can look manipulative. But what I've seen and what I've done with clients is something called revenge sessions. Not I've done, like they've done them. I've helped them market it, but it's like revenge sessions. So for example, you know, you break up with a boyfriend and you're like, you know, I want him to see what he lost, and like I want him to suffer like that motherfucker. So you can offer your clients revenge sessions, you know, like let's document this freaking glow up. And you have
Right.
to understand that these are things that people would pay thousands of dollars for, because you, as a photographer, as whatever business you decide to do, even if you want to do something outside of photography, you want to understand that your product, which is what you're selling, in this case, this package, is you're going to be able to price it to the extent to the problem that it solves. So the bigger problem this package solves, the more you can charge for it, and the more value people are going to see it. But how people are basing the value right now is out of 30 minutes and 15 images. So a Karen in her mind is thinking 30 minutes for $200, like what? That's like $15 per minute. Like fuck you, I'm not paying for that.
Right.
But but if you talk about something that's really a deep-rooted issue that they struggle with, so like for a breakup, people spend thousands of dollars for shrinks and for psychiatrists. So if these images help her reclaim her confidence, like $1,000, like it's done deal, baby. It's like sign me up. So
Right.
instead of marketing the discount, market the transformation that your offer provides. And I'm saying this to all of you guys, even the ones watching the replay, because I know maybe we're going to watch the replay. So Nico, do you have a question?
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to get my cat off my keyboard. Sorry.
Your cat is enjoying the class, huh?
Yes, she's very curious.
That's amazing. So Ashley, does this answer your question?
Yes, you made a lot of good points, and I'll try to remarket this before the 21st.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so the other thing that I see is there's no have you done boudoir sessions before?
Yes, but no one will let me post them. We live in such a small town that everyone is so guarded with these images.
How about making a separate page?
I have thought about that. I just, you know how I am.
Yeah, I know, which is 100% understandable. But for boudoir pages, you have a lot of following, 10K, which is amazing. So maybe I would understand, like if I were to do a boudoir session, I most likely would not be okay with the photographer posting my pictures on here unless I was doing OnlyFans. So, and I would not be doing OnlyFans. So I understand them. I understand where they're coming from. So private page, one of my clients, Lindsay, I think this was her name. She's a private client and she has a separate boudoir page.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe that's the route to go.
She should have locked it, but it's not. Okay. But it's definitely the route to go because women are afraid. And like you can be even doing boudoir with men if you feel comfortable with that. But if your target is like women market, you want to make them feel safe. That's the
Right.
most important thing. Because what they're thinking, like in your mind, is like, oh, my pictures are good. Like, doesn't she think like she should let me do this? But in her mind, it's like, I don't want some weirdo to like stuck my ass on like her feet. That's what going through their mind, you know? And I'm just
I agree.
yeah. So this is why I'm saying, because it's going to help you and your business. But it's also when you make it a win-win situation, your client, meaning your client wins and you win, they're going to be like, yeah, sugar, like use them. I will even send you referrals. So what they want, you always want to start the conversation with what the other person wants before what's in it for you. So they want safety.
Mhm.
And they want to make sure that their images do not get leaked. Okay. So either create a private Facebook community for boudoir only. And what I would do is I would even add the name of the boudoir brand as an emotional transformation, awakening the goddess within,
Right.
or sexy and alive, like something that or you're welcome to your metamorphosis, because like you want to get into the psychic of why clients want boudoir, you know, and it's because they want to become like they want to see themselves. It's the self-image. Whether that's like a revenge session, I want to hurt the person that left me. It's all about them feeling the inner sexiness and the good enoughness. So you really want to lead with the desire and the pain, not the prices and not the discount. By the way, to everybody watching this live and the replay, no matter if you're charging $25,000 for your package or $25, you always want to be leading with the desire and the pain of what your client wants. The majority of you are both in hypercharge and ignited, and in hypercharge we talk about all of this, like the sales stuff. And so you always want to, you understand sales, you want to show them what is their current situation and what is their desired situation, and that gap in between is where your offer fits, because everybody in this life is in a certain space, right? So for example, for the boudoir, they might be feeling lack of confidence. They might have been burned. They might have been sexually assaulted. They might have been like something dark, something deep, something that's painful. But on the other hand, there's the desire. They want to feel sexy. They want to love their body. So all sales is you show them that your pictures are going to help them go from that dark place to this place right here. And the bridge is your offer. This works time and time again for boudoir, for corporate, for headshots, for lawyers. Like lawyers, they want to be seen as affluent. They want more business. They want more clients. But the reality is they have zero social presence. So how your headshot packages is going to help them is you show them that you're going to help them establish a strong personal brand on social media by having one-of-a-kind photo. And that's what they want. They want more business, you know? For weddings, is the heirloom, is the timeless pieces, is the one-of-a-kind heritage that you're leaving for the generations to come. While you're sitting on the rocking chair, you're 65, and you have your kids around and you're listening to the wedding album. Like that's what clients want. They don't care, especially the luxury clients, they don't care about the price. Yes, it's going to impact their decision, but what they want to know is that deep desire. Okay. How does this sound, guys?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, do you
Helpful.
have any questions on this? Okay.
I just thought I'd say to Ashley quickly something that I've seen on a lot of other boudoir pages, because I love them and I follow them and one day I want to get into it. But this one that goes all over the world to photograph boudoir, she actually has a lot of her pictures. She has the head cut off, so she keeps it like really sensual, but
Yep.
those are her clients, like protecting their privacy, but it still comes across, you still get the feel for it. So that could be something to think about before starting
Oh,
another page.
thank you so much. I like that idea a little. So
Yeah.
my audience is still there, but their safety is protected too. Thank you, Nicola.
What other thing, because this is something that I've done with a client, another thing is you want to blur out any single thing that can be an identification factor, such as tattoos, birthmarks, and things like that. What I would definitely do is when it comes to cutting the head off, you want to still approach the aesthetically pleasing and brand pride. For example, instead of just having the head off, because I know that your brand, Ashley, because I've worked with you in the past and I know you, it's all about adventure in the moment. It's warm. It's about the moment. So instead of cutting the head off, put a disco ball on your head.
That's fun. Yeah.
You know, or instead of putting a disco ball, you can put a sun flare on their head. Or like, you know, golden drops of like liquid gold in Photoshop or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And
Something.
not only it is going to be cool, you can also, if you know how to use Photoshop, well, you can do like a mask and you can literally like mold it on their face. So it's like literally like molten gold on their face. And it's covering like all of the identification factors. And this, guys, is going to be like one of a kind unicorn visually dominant branding, because no one is doing that. And that is my point. It's not only for me to help you make the money. It's for you to stand out in this industry and like be someone that people cannot compete with because you're so in your lane. You know, when you think based on your genius, like the idea that I just shared with you, I haven't seen anyone do that. Like the molten gold, I just thought of it right now. My other clients have done like something different, like for example, like flowers on their eyes and stuff like that, but like gold and all of these things, you really want to sit down and be like, okay, who is my brand? What's going to speak to my client? What's coming from my soul that I can transform to these images that are going to be so unique and one of a kind. Okay.
Right. That's awesome. Thank you guys.
Of course. Okay, so do you have any questions about the audit?
I think I'm good.
Yes, the other thing that I would do, and also Nico, you as well, I didn't see any highlights on your page. I know
yes,
you've only started the program so far, but in Hypercharge, you're going to learn everything you need about Instagram stories, and you will understand what exactly needs to happen on your page and what types of highlights you need to have. I think even in Ignited, you have like the basics of the highlights. So you can watch them. I think you watched the free module, right? The masterclass, the 2-hour masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
So inside, I've already covered, and I know you've taken notes. So I've already covered what needs to be in place for the cover. So client love, behind the scenes, like all of the things. Okay, so Ashley has done a pretty good job. But what I would do is definitely add a separate highlight about boudoir.
Yeah, I really need to update those. I just made a note of that.
Yes, so you don't need to update all of them, just boudoir.
Okay.
And I would definitely, after our discussion, I'm curious to know if you would still like to keep this price.
I did book one at that price, so but that would just be a deal for them, so that wouldn't be
because you will
problem.
change the entire package.
Right. I'm not opposed to upping it.
Yeah, because I would definitely repost this with the transformation. And what I would do in the DMs when they reach out to inquire, I would understand how long do they want it? What is their vision? Do they want makeup or no makeup? And as they're giving you the specific answers, you calculate the price right there in the DMs, and you give them a custom quote. So when they reach out to inquire, instead of saying it's so-and-so for so-and-so photos, you say, my packages are 100% customizable, so that you get exactly what you want and not what you don't.
Love that.
Okay, perfect. I want this, this, and this. Amazing. This is the quote. And what you can also do is like, be like, if you make a decision in 24 hours, I give you a bonus 15-hour coverage or a mini album or like whatever. But you can make an incentive for them to reach out now. Okay, so you reward action takers. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, epic. Now, Scott, let me see.
Yeah, I had just like maybe 1 or 2 questions.
Okay, so do you want me to give you an audit?
I mean, maybe. I guess the one question was about pinning something to the top of my profile. So I went ahead and pinned that interview, and I didn't even realize it had 400 views already. So I was just like, that was actually kind of cool. I guess the other question, well, I guess I do have 2 questions. So the other one was, what do you recommend? Do you always recommend having something pinned across the top at all times? Like, does that look silly with just one thing pinned, or does it really matter?
No. So Instagram gives you the option to pin 3 things. How I leverage the pinning feature is whatever I sell in the moment as a new program, let's say. So the Pipe Hypermind is the program that's currently in my world, and the other way to work is private mentorship, but that's only for select caliber photographers that are doing certain amount of per year, right? So when I was selling the house in the room, which was the Black Friday program, that was pinned in, where is it? It's somewhere here, but that program was pinned in the here it is. This was pinned in the top because during Black Friday I was selling this, so I wanted people who would come on my profile that would find me from Facebook groups, referrals, hashtag, like whatever. They see that, oh, like what is this? So I guess this answers your questions, because what you want clients to see when they first find your world, that's what you want them to look at. So for example, let's say, because I'm going to show you the strategy, guys, the 24K in 3 days cash. Let's say you post 2 posts in Facebook groups, you get like 20 people to come over your page. You want them to know who you are. So if you have a welcoming post as a photographer that you've done like 1 year ago, I would definitely pin that on the top. So because all of these people are going to want to know who you are. So the good thing about the pinning feature is that you can customize what you want people to see.
Okay.
So at all times, I would definitely keep the did you remove it? I would definitely, I just saw that it was pinned here. Did you take it down?
No, it should be there.
Oh, okay, it's there.
Yep.
I would definitely keep this here.
Okay.
Just, oh my God, the Louboutins, I love this.
Yeah, I'm definitely strategizing a lot more now and posting what I want to shoot and
So
keep a
is
little
this-
more of the dark night, black and white flow mood. But yeah, that was kind of one of the questions.
I would pin Hollywood Bliss in the top,
Okay.
because this is your offer.
Yeah, that's my offer, and that's kind of like the mood and style I'm going for right now. So
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Love it. I would pin that. I don't like this at all. I would be honest. This is amazing. This is not. I don't like the copy. Like, I'm looking for 3 newly engaged. Did you get any traction from the post?
I mean, I've had a couple leads the last 2 days. I don't
Okay.
know if it's from that directly, but I felt like I needed to show my face. It's been a while.
It's most likely because of this is amazing. I would much rather have you post something about like having thought leadership in the caption and talking about like 2023 and like what a beautiful season is going to be and how you've been blessed with this work, just to show people like what, because many times when someone hires a photographer, especially a luxury photographer, and guys, you want to be thinking about how I can get to 6 figures or more by working less. Okay, that's what you want to have in your mind, because you can have to get to 6 figures with 10 clients. You can do it with 20 clients. It's all about working less and earning more. So whenever you do a post, you want to think about what is the message that you're living. Okay, so instead of like, the main reason that I don't like this is because it's really in your face. Where's the hello? Like, it's just, here you go, like, let's sell. And when it comes to luxury brands, it's not so direct.
So do you recommend potentially removing it and redoing it down the road?
I would definitely recommend that because we have a private
Okay.
call anyway, and
Yes.
we can do that there. What I would most likely have advised you to do if I knew that you were going to post this is have something that is only this and a thought leadership caption about
Okay.
you know you and what photography means to you and what you want to provide as a photographer, because your clients, your ideal client expects a certain standard to be met when working with a photographer. So
Okay.
technically, when you're writing the post about you, it's about them. You want to mirror what they want to hear. Many photographers go wrong. They think like they do about them post, but it's like a biography.
Mm-hmm.
And what you want to do is, because the thing with people and human behavior and psychology is we only care about ourselves. Let's be honest. Whenever I post on my feed, if it's not somehow directly related to you, you wouldn't read it. Because all we really care about is ourselves. And so when this post starts with like, I am looking for,
It's a little too forward.
It's too forward.
Okay.
So like instead, what a more hands-on message would be, your one-of-a-kind luxury adventure begins here, or your Cinderella moment, or your Hollywood bliss moment begins here.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably remove that for now then.
I don't remove it, just archive it, because you can use the copy and like all of these things.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. Sounds good.
And also you might have a potential client here.
Well, that's actually one of my clients' mom. She's like obsessed with everything I post and everything. So she's like commenting and sharing, which is great.
Can we somehow sell to her?
I mean, potentially I already am up until next December for her daughter's wedding. So yeah, she's in the pipeline.
How about but something you can do now, because I want you guys to make money now, not in December.
Yeah.
Okay, so how old is the woman?
I don't know. I haven't met her.
But if she's a mom.
She's a mom, yeah, obviously.
Family sessions, in-house sessions, extended family sessions. I'm not sure if I have told you the story about how one of my clients have booked $20,000 package for family sessions. It was a big extended family.
Wow.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, what the heck did you do? And so they started ordering prints and frames, and it just started adding all up. So you can imagine taking 5 extended family sessions and you get to 6 figures by 5 clients. So this is what I say, but don't get so caught up on I need to post every single day. I need to no, you don't. Quality over quantity. Okay, so figure out if there's, we can discuss that on the call, but figure out if there's something that you can sell to the people, because she's already engaging and you don't know if she wants something from you. You're projecting your thoughts and feelings, which is not the reality. She might want to book you because she already trusts you. She already knows you. You're already working together. I mean, you've worked with her daughter, but okay,
cool. And then my other question,
yeah,
I mean, it was really, I guess, kind of about the headshot thing. Is it okay if I just randomly post that? Like, it just seems a bit breaking flow on my feed, or
what do you mean?
Like if I post a headshot session with a cool caption that I wrote last year, is that going to break feed, or is that fine because that's my other target market clients?
Do you have existing followers who would be interested in headshots?
I don't know. Good question. Potentially.
Okay, so what I would do is I would filter out people who might be potentially interested in headshot session with you by doing an Instagram sequence. With a pool, you are in hypercharge, you have the sequences. So I would see who is a lawyer, who is the business owner, get people to vote on the pool. Based on their votes, you can either slide into DMs and get the conversation going from there, or you can get all of their answers and put them onto a closed story friends list and market the headshots exclusively there. Because if you don't have followers who are lawyers and stuff like, it's going to be pointless for you to post this. But what I'm going to share with you right now is going to be is going to add a different layer of answers to your questions, because you can leverage Facebook groups to get people to do a headshot session with you. One other thing that I would do is I want to see all of your top 2 to 3 packages, guys, laid out into your highlights. So in Ashley's case, that could be the boudoir, because that's something that you want to do, and the elopements or the micro weddings. For Nikwa, that would be the elopements and the maternity/family sessions. So you want to have a representation of what do you do, like literally like, welcome to my world, here's what I do. Make sure that there's no price anywhere on the marketing materials. It's just the emotional transformation that your offer provides. Okay.
You're referring to the covers, correct? Like
To the
highlight
content.
covers.
No. So when you open the highlight, you have the cover and you have the content inside. So I'm referring to the content inside.
Got it.
Okay, all of the slides. This is the content. This is the cover, the little bubble.
Right. Got it.
This is content. Okay. And one other thing, Scott, like make sure that your there's a synergy between your colors on the brand. Where you're going for the really high-end, luxurious 5, 6, 7, 10K packages look, I would keep it to minimal black and white and gold.
Yeah, I'm definitely like dialing it in a little bit more for sure. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all I had for now.
Do you have any other questions?
No, and I was just going to say one other thing as I was digging into the activating your visual dominance, and it's very helpful for anyone listening. Yeah, like you do a really good like explanation, and it's in Ignited. I believe it's under bonuses, so it's actually a lot of really helpful content there as well for
honestly,
everyone.
guys. Like there's so much content, and the thing is, it's value. It's the only thing you need. When I say things, they land with you because it's what you need to hear, and it's no fluff. I'm not a coach that's going to fluff you around. And sometimes that might come off and across as harsh and too much in your face. But I do that because I want you to grow fast. So I don't, in the trainings, it's if the module is 40 minutes, it's 40 minutes me speeding straight facts and fire. It's going to blow your mind. And it's exactly what you need to hear. Okay, so there's no fluff in the modules. It's strategy. And there's a lot of mindset in the module. So you want to listen to that as well. Okay, so guys, before we move into the I'll break down the strategy for you and what happened on like the macro level. How are you feeling so far in the call? And do you have any questions?
No questions, feeling good.
Okay, amazing. So let's get into it. Now, this is called a fractal evolution. I'm not sure if you know what a fractal is, but it's literally a maths thing, a fractal. And I'm sure you've seen it somewhere, but you don't know what it is. A fractal, guys, is this. It's something that branches onto infinity. It's a geometrical shape that the more you zoom into it, like for example, I say I start zooming into this part, it's going to start showing other branches of it. So it doesn't stop. And why I'm using this as a reference point to what I'm about to share with you is because a lot of photographers keep going into the rabbit hole and keep branching out into the marketing strategies. And I need to do this and I need to do that they go into infinity, but the activities that they do for marketing are not producing any money-making results. The activities are not money-making. So a lot of photographers, what they think marketing is, they think it's, I will just post on Instagram and on my stories. And they think that's that. But what they fail to understand is before these things need to work, there's another layer that they're jumping. They neglect all of these things. And this is how a healthy 6 and multi-6-figure photography business needs to look like. Okay. Your Instagram posts, your Instagram stories need to come last. If right now, I want to hear from all of you, can you actually see me because I cannot see myself?
Yep, we see you.
I honestly need someone to coach me on Zoom. I'm not kidding. I'm not sure what I've done with that. Okay. Anyway, so are you understanding, guys, what I'm saying here? Does this ring a bell?
Yes.
Do you find creating Instagram posts and Instagram stories hard because you're like, oh my God, I'm starting from scratch every single time?
Yeah.
And it feels like, what do I say? Like, what do I post? Like, what do I do? My message is not coherent. Like, I don't know what to do. If that's something that you're going through, it's because you're doing this thing backwards and you don't have these things nailed down in place. Okay. So how she had $24,000 in 3 days is, first of all, she was in pipe prior, and she's also a private client. But other than having the modules, she has the exact same lessons that you have. The only difference was that she could consult with me privately. And that's a minor difference. Irrelevant, even, I should say. Everything that happened is within what you have in the programs. So what you need to understand is before you dive into having the Instagram posts, you need to dial in the specific components. And the first thing is the DNA of your luxury offer. The thing that I was coaching Ashley on, and the package about the price and all of that, is what are you selling? What is the emotional transformation of your offer? Okay, this is your photography package. Many photographers think their package is the deliverables. 8 hours, second shooter, $4,000. No. Those are the deliverables of the package. What your client is buying is the transformation. Where are they? Where do they want to go? Okay, your offer is what helps them bridge that gap. And then once you understand what you're selling, what type of a transformation you're offering as a photographer, every single niche of videography and photography is going to offer a different transformation. Boudoir photographers, it's all about the inner magnetism, the self-image. It's so different than what a wedding photographer offers, because it's the luxury heirloom. An elopement photographer would market the freedom, because if your clients want to work with you as a elopement photographer, you want to be advocating for freedom and adventure and all of those things. Okay, does this make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Now, the other thing is, once you have an understanding of what you're selling, is you want to have an understanding of what your launch flow is. And when I say a launch flow, what I mean by a launch flow is, what is your steps? Like, what are you going to do? Okay, like the actual strategy. And how that looks like, you have it in, I think it's in Ignited. It's also in Hypercharge, but it's in Ignited as well. You have your 6-figure plan lesson. And this literally means, what are you going to be posting? So for example, you do 2 Facebook group posts, 1 post on your Instagram feed, and you do selling on your stories from Monday to Sunday. Okay. Once you have figured out your launch flow, you then go into the marketing and sales part. Okay, so this is your message and how you're going to write the captions. And then once you have an understanding of the message, you know your plan, you know what you're going to sell, then you can focus on the individual posts. Does this make sense, you guys? Can you see the difference?
Yes.
And do you see where you have been most likely going wrong?
Definitely.
I want to see your faces. Hang on. I'm not sure why I did here, but I definitely cannot see my students. Does someone know what I need to click on to see you guys?
Can you lower your whole internet tab? Is it behind that?
No, it's not that.
Yeah, maybe click on view on the top right, like it says view, and then I think it says side by side speaker gallery. Maybe try that.
Where?
Well, so you have the chat box on the far right to the next to it. Well, for me, it says view, and you can change the view.
Oh my God. Did I just?
I mean, we see you now, but a minute ago, it was your logo.
Yeah, and I know that you see me, but I don't see you guys, and I cannot coach. I mean, I can coach you still, but I can, when I see your facial expressions, I can see if you subconsciously have any questions, or if it's like clear what I'm saying. I want to see if it's landing, but I cannot see. Okay, I'll have to figure this out. Oh my God. Okay. So do you have any questions on this? Because $24,000 in 3 days, she already knew what she was selling. She mapped out, she literally posted 2 posts in Facebook groups, 1 post on Instagram, and she was selling. So it was January 1st, January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd. She messaged me on January 4th in the morning. So it was already 3 full days, 72 hours. And she did 2 posts in 2 different Facebook groups, which was her launch flow. And she posted that on January 1st. Until January 3rd, she was selling on her stories every single day with what she learned in Hypercharge. So when all of these people came over on her page from the Facebook groups, she first introduced herself to, she was like, welcome to my world. I'm so-and-so, I'm a photographer for so-and-so type of clients. Welcome, you can check out these highlights to learn more about me and the work that I do. Then in the next 2 and 3 days, she was heavily leveraging pools and sequences that were not so hard selling in your face. There was, I believe, only one hard selling function, and that was if you want to lock in 2024 dates at 2023 prices, reach out now. But the majority of the stories were like literally what I told Ashley, ask them like questions to see like where they're at, and then you can get into the conversation in the DMs. Or it was someone else. It was either Scott or Ashley told you about the pools. Oh, it was Scott about the headshots. So you can literally do the pools and let people tell you, like, it doesn't even have to be something that's related to sales. The questions that you ask them in the pools can be something that's like, how you engaged, or what is your favorite flower, or where you are in your wedding planning process. Or it can literally be just like you're watching a movie and you're like, have you seen the new Avatar? And you're like, yes or no. And you get into a conversational setting. Now, the main reason that my client was able to do this so fast is because she had already dialed in Hypercharge and Ignited. And so she just wrote the posts, took like, I think an hour for all of the 3 posts because she did 2 in a Facebook groups and 1 in a Instagram. And it was done. So I'm gonna break down further the concepts. I even have prepared something about the offers, but I'm not sure if we're going to have time for this, guys. And if there's no time, I'm going to record this as a separate module, or let me know if you want me to. And I can break this down on this call itself. I can stay like 10 minutes longer. Not something I typically do, but let me know if you would like to watch a separate module, or if you would like to get this on the call right now, and you can ask questions after that, based on what I'm going to coach you on.
I think as a module would be good because I take a while to sort of like understand it and sort of work it out for me.
Okay, Nico says module. Guys, the other ones, Ashley, Scott.
I think that'd be a good reminder and refresher to watch it separately again. Okay, perfect. Then module it is. So
we want to start with your offer. So what your offer is, guys, it's the thing that you price. It's how you articulate what you're selling as a photographer. It has a name, and it needs to have a structure of the deliverables that are in the actual, what are people buying? So it has a name. It's the emotional transformation that you articulate. So for example, I help you fall in love with your body and with yourself all over again. That would be an emotional transformation of an offer that a boudoir photographer would sell. That's what your client is wanting. Now, this offer also needs to have a name. I have like the main reason that photographers are standing out in my world is because I always say to you guys to name your packages in a way that blows people's minds. And I'm not talking about giving your packages tiers like gold and silver, platinum. I'm talking about giving something a name that is the emotional benefit. That is what your client wants. For example, Scott had the Hollywood Bliss. Ashley's, on the other hand, was boudoir minis. And what your client is seeing is they're following other photographers. All they see is boudoir minis. So now you're just mixed with all of these Me Too's that are also doing photography, but you're not a Me Too, you're a unicorn. And you have to embody that. And one way to do it is by giving your offer a really freaking cool name that makes people stand in their track. They're like, what the heck is this? You know, you want it to have shock factor. So boudoir, awakening your inner goddess. Or the dance with your inner feminine. You know, something that people are like, what? Like, I want this. You know, like, tell me more. You don't want to sound basic. And basic names would be the luxury wedding package, mini sessions, marathon. Like, you know how, if the way that you want to market, you've already seen being done before and marketed, you don't want to use it. You want people to be like, oh, like, what is this? How does this sound?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Okay. Perfect. Now, your launch flow is your launch flow, and this is in your 6-figure plan. This is actually taken from the Highest Interview program. So how you would sell your Black Friday program is how you would sell your Black Friday offer is different than how you would sell your normal offer. So this is why you have hype phase, sales phase, post sales phase. I haven't deleted them, so don't let them confuse you. But your launch flow is something that you haven't ignited and hypercharged as well. So you will see that into the module itself. And I believe it's called 6-figure plan or something. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hang on. Okay, so the lesson is called 6-figure CEO efficient content planning. How to regain control over your life, stay on top of your IG game, and spend more time doing the things you love. Well, you're not spending more than 30 minutes per day on Instagram by doing your money-making tasks. So when I say my clients spend 1 hour creating all of the posts, I literally mean that. You write the posts, you post them in the Facebook groups that you found, people come on your page, you do the stories, you get back to your DMs when you want to. It doesn't take time. Okay. This is the lesson that will help you. I'm breaking down different flows and different examples of a way for you to do this. Okay. So you want to watch the module because I don't want to get into the things that are already said and repeat myself. So you want to watch the module if you want to understand what the flow is and how you're going to leverage it to the max. Because in order to get to the posts, you need to understand when are you posting what and what is like the big picture thing here. Okay. So then once you have established what are the things you're going to be posting and when, you want to understand the types of posts that you're going to be sharing, which you haven't ignited. Those are the potions. and the messaging. So the message that's inside the actual post, and I will break it down for you right now. So types of posts, you have all of the potions. They're all different lenses of your marketing. You have your first potion, which is your basic call to action post. Then you have the magnetizing video potion, which is a conversion post. Then you have a post that talks about the emotional benefits. Like they all have different aspects in them that are going to help you with conversion and the aspect of getting inquiries. Okay, so you want to understand what types of posts you're going to be posting and what is going to be the message of this post. And then lastly, you just follow the frameworks that are laid out, like the CNC framework on how to write the captions, and from Hypercharge, how to put down the sales sequences. So because she had all of this in place already, because she was in the program since last year, she just sat down, understood what she wanted to sell, came up with, I'm going to do 2 posts in a Facebook group, 1 post on my feed, and boom, she booked 6 clients at $4,000. It's worth all weddings. So let me break down the process for you. Okay, so what you sell. This is an example of an offer. So let's say you are a photographer, a wedding photographer, right? How your offer would sound like, this is just one example, is an experience your one of a lifetime day for a luxury storytelling experience, perfect for the couple that wants different diamond and rough images. Boom, that's what you're selling. This is the transformation. Then how you will sell this thing. Once you have established what the package is, you come up with a plan. So for her, it was, I will do 2 posts in a Facebook group to get visibility, and 1 post on Instagram to greet all of these new followers. And then from day number 1, which was January 1st, until day number 3, January 3rd, I was selling on my stories. It was the sequences from Hypercharge and 1 hard sell with lock 2023 dates, 2024 dates at 2023 prices. So the thing about the Facebook group, guys, and when you go into the Ignited module, you will find this as well. You have it's actually in this module. Why did I answer it? Why did I exit it? So it's in this module. You will understand how to do the entire Facebook group thing and how to think about it, because a lot of photographers just post a random post in a Facebook group without leveraging the full thing of it. There's so many ideal clients if you're in the right Facebook group. And so you want to leverage the posts as a way for you to drive traffic to your Instagram page. Okay, so you want to open and watch this module because it gives you some ideas on ways you can write the caption for the post. For a Facebook group, you definitely don't want it to be sleazy or salesy. So what we did with this client is the post was all about like the new year energy. So like she was celebrating them and congratulating them for the new year and wishing them like all of the best holidays. And the caption was, she had like pictures of the types of clients she wanted to book, which were weddings. They were like this editorial style, it were style shoots. But the thing was, as a call to action in the caption, like as the last line of the caption, she literally said, PS, I'm looking forward to connecting with adventurous, wild loving hearts that want to have their best wedding in the next years. You want to say something in the caption on the Facebook group that does not sound sleazy or salesy, because most Facebook groups are known self-promo. So if the admin sees you're promoting yourself and you literally say in the caption, filling up my spots for 2023, DM me, you're going to be kicked out from the group. So you want to do that, but in a more, I would call it sneaky way, you know, because what you're doing is you're literally telling them, inquire, but what they're doing is they're seeing the, I want to connect over on Instagram. So they come over to your page and then they see the rest of the post, whereas the actual call to action. How are you feeling about this, guys?
Really good.
I want to hear from everybody.
Great. It's a
Great.
different approach.
What was that? I didn't hear you, Ashley.
I was just saying this is a different, I mean, it's still the same ideas, but like a different approach to it than I've tried. So I'm excited.
Yes, yes. And so when it comes to the Facebook groups, you want to be joining groups that your ideal clients hang in, not like your prompt rental posts or like editing groups. Your clients do not live in Facebook groups where people are where photographers live. Okay, so you want to think about who my ideal client is and what are their hobbies and passions. So for example, it can be gardening groups. It can be this particular client. It was, I believe, high-end Pilates classes, because they're genuine. I have friends who are genuinely like wealthy. And so they're paying, I do private yoga myself, and my instructor was like $100 per hour, which for yoga is a lot. They have instructors that cost typically from $100 to $200 per hour. And these people just value their health, and that's all they care about. So there are Facebook groups out there who are for private yoga instructors. And within these Facebook groups, you can find people like that who also need photographers, but have the money to pay. Okay. So you really want to be smart within like what are the Facebook groups that you join, and you want to make sure that there's like congruency with the group that you're joining. Because for example, if let's say you have faith incorporated into your brand, and let's say you are you believe in Jesus, or you want clients to, let's say you're a wedding photographer and you want clients that are more traditional, you don't necessarily want to join a Facebook group that's filled with people who are not, let's say, followers of that particular religion. Because if they come on your page and there's a disconnect, they're going to be like, I don't really resonate with this photographer. So you want to be really mindful in the groups that you're joining, so that there's a connection between you and the audience that's in the group. Okay. Do you this ring any bells in you guys? And this is giving you ideas. I want to hear. Do you have any ideas of like Facebook groups that you can join? What was that? I didn't.
I might think of a few sort of like adventure groups that they won't allow, sort of as you said, promo, but I might try and get into some and make connections with people in there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because when you position the posts, and as you go to Ignite at Nikwa, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. But you control the tone with the post that you write. You can make it sound, and you want to make it sound, and you want to genuinely feel excited as you're writing the post. You don't want to think that like there's this ulterior motive, because you want to do the post genuinely for the sake of connecting, but people are going to come to your page anyway. Okay. So you write the posts as a way to like, wish all of these people an amazing, adventurous, prosperous 2023. But before wishing them that, you're like, P.S. I'm looking forward to connecting with couples. But you don't want to make it sound like you're trying to get clients, because then your post is going to get deleted. Okay.
Yeah.
Or like, you don't even have to say I'm looking forward to connect. You can say like, P.S. any I watched Avatar yesterday, so let's just go with Avatar. But you can like select a series, like Netflix series or something, and ask people in the comments, P.S. is anybody else watching so-and-so reality TV show? I'm looking forward to connect with other diehard fan lovers. Because like that, instantly you have a connection point to get into DMs with people and have a conversation from there. And it doesn't even have to be salesy. You're like, oh my God, like you watch Stranger Things? Who is your favorite character? Or like you watch Game of Thrones? Like, I cannot believe that so-and-so died. And you're already having a conversation that you can segue into a sale later. Okay. Ashley, Scott, does this ring a bell, guys? I'm asking because I cannot see your faces, so I'm not sure like what's happening.
Oh, you can't see?
No, I cannot see your, I'm not sure why.
I haven't changed anything. That's weird.
No, I cannot see like the viewers panel.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes, I am good with that. So, like I said, it's something I haven't really, an approach I haven't thought of before. So I'm brainstorming.
Okay, perfect. So you want to put it to work ASAP, guys. Scott, I'm not hearing from you. Are you driving or something?
No, I'm here. I'm just kind of absorbing, and actually I've been studying the breakdown. It's actually kind of helping me because I feel like I'm way better at captions, way better than what I used to be, than my stories. I just feel, I don't know, I feel pretty dry with stories.
Yeah,
so
like guys, like I've been working with Scott like for almost 2 years now, and I have made him a freaking copywriting pro. So if you need to understand, and Scott is like, he literally, if you go back to see his older posts, you will see the difference in the caption writing. So you don't get discouraged if you're looking at your caption and you're like, how the fuck can I write a 10 sentences of caption? Because right now, all I can think of is having a freaking caption block. And we all start somewhere. So don't be hard on yourself. Like, you can literally go and scroll through the bottom of Scott's page and see where he started. But the bottom line is copywriting, marketing, which is all what Ignited teaches you, is an art. And you will get better at it. It's like just going into the gym. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But I guess where I want to bring this is you want to understand that it's all about being a best-selling photographer. I time and time again, I mentioned the story of Van Gogh. I think we all know who Van Gogh was, like one of the greatest artists of all time. Like he was an extraordinary at the way that he was painting, but he died in poverty. He went insane. He cut off his ear, and he got all of his fame after passing away. But he was an amazing artist. And why I'm sharing the story with you is because and I'm a creative myself. I used to do photography 5 years ago myself, and I had it was like back then we used to call it like the broken artist mentality or the broken artist dream, that artists need to struggle, but they don't. You know, it's not about being the best photographer, the best artist. If you take a look at what I want to make a reference to is if you make if you take a look at the authors of the books that they have become billionaires, like J.K. Rowling, you will never read somewhere saying a best writing author. It always says a best-selling author. And there's a difference. There's a difference between being a best-selling photographer and the photographer that best at art. You guys that are in the hypermind are already best at art. But what I want you to do is become best sellers and beasts at selling. And there's nothing wrong with selling yourself. There's a lot of stigma about sales being manipulative, or you're a bad person if you're selling, or you're sleazy or salesy, but it cannot be further from the truth. Because tell me if you felt manipulated because you bought a new camera or a new computer.
No.
Or you invested in a program you genuinely wanted to invest in. You don't. So your clients love to invest in. I just want you to change your mindset about what it actually means to sell. Okay, so remember, you want to be the best seller. You're already the best artist, but you want to embrace that mindset of selling. Okay, so I think, guys, that's that. How are you feeling? You're such a trooper. What was that? I didn't hear you.
Pretty inspired.
Oh, inspired. What was the most inspiring thing, Nikwa?
I think it's just sort of not feeling so isolated, like having feedback, having thoughts really helps me get ideas and sort of inspiration. Yeah.
Well, I love it. Like, this is the first time that my programs have a live call. Like, so I don't want you to feel isolated because you're really supported within the course itself. The live calls, they're just an add-on. You know, all you need to do is just follow the instructions within the group and really lean in into self-resourcefulness and keeping the promise that you made to yourself. You know, all of you invested because you wanted to get your business better. And leadership is, imagine that I'm watching you when you're doing the work, because I know that you're going to act differently if I was there physically in the room versus when I wasn't. So for example, when it's a time for you to actually do the work and you want to play Netflix or like do something that you know you shouldn't be doing, imagine that Alex is there in the corner of the room, and how are you going to act?
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, do you have any other questions before we get up the call? I want to make sure we cover everything.
I think I had just one more that came up. Do you believe in like using hashtags, and what hashtags would actually bring more traffic?
I don't like hashtags. It's a great question, by the way, but hashtags, they are responsible for 1 to 2% of the success of your entire success on Instagram or on Facebook. Because if the messaging is off, if the offer is off, if the branding is off, hashtags are like just adding fuel to the fire. So yes, you can use hashtags. I personally use, actually my assistant writes the captions, like she does the posting on social media thing, but the hashtags are like just to get some initial traffic on the page. When you use Facebook groups, you don't rely on the mercy of hashtags, because how hashtags works is actually by there's an AI, artificial intelligence, within the Instagram. So whenever you post a post and you write hashtag so and so, there's an actual computer that scans the image and sees if there's a compatibility between the hashtag that you use and the picture. So for example, if I post a photo of this remote control and I write hashtag wedding photographer, the artificial intelligence within the image scans this and sees if there's a compatibility between the hashtag and this, and ranks you accordingly. So you want to be using hashtags that you know would I guess make sense with the image, and also use hashtags that your clients are searching for. So for example, not hashtags that photographers will use, like hashtag Photoshop or hashtag the name of your camera. Like for example, when I used to do photography, I used to shoot with like one film camera. I don't remember the name. And my Nikon was D300, 3300. Then I had a couple of lenses. But back in the days, I would write down Nikon hashtag 3000, D3300, and my 55mm lens, or like the 100mm lens. And right now, looking back, I'm like, that was not what you were supposed to be doing. I would get so many likes, but they would all be photographers, you know? And the goal is for you to have your posts pushed out in front of the ideal clients. Okay, so if you can use, to recap, for Instagram, hashtags. You can even hide them in the comments. I know my assistant hides my hashtags in the comments. She would write a comment, and then she would reply to herself in the comment with the actual hashtags. So now it looks more aesthetically. It's like not for other purposes than having the aesthetic look on your page. Just make sure that if you're scheduling the posts in advance, it's something that I recommend you do, because you can sit down like one day in the week, write 5 posts, and you're set for the month. Instead of like just trying to catch your tail every single week, you sit down, you schedule your posts, and you're good to go.
Okay.
But if you do that, you want to make sure that you remember when the post gets auto-posted. Even if you have like an assistant, if you're flying solo, that's completely okay. Scott is like doing 6 figures per season. He is flying solo. It doesn't change the thing. You post a comment, like for example, a couple of emojis, and then on that comment, you reply with the hashtags that you want to use. And one hack that I know my assistant uses is a keyboard shortcut. So for example, if you have an iOS, like an iPhone, you can go into the keyboard settings and you can make a shortcut. When you write #1, all of the hashtags for that particular phrase get pasted there. For example, let's say you come up with when you Scott has something to say, I will come back to it in a second. So once you have all of the hashtags in a place, you can copy them and paste them into the keyboard shortcut. And every single time you write the phrase #1, let's say, you will have, I'm not sure if you're understanding what I'm saying. Are you guys?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Because if you're not, I'm going to record a quick video on my phone for clarity. But literally, you can use a quick a shortcut on your keyboard to not type every single time the hashtags, or like go to your notes and copy them and paste them. When it comes to scaling to 6 figures and $200,000 seasons and $300,000 seasons, every single new income level of you is going to require a different way of doing things and a different way of you managing your time. You writing your hashtags manually is not a 6-figure activity. You refreshing your DMs every single time to see if the client has paid is not a $200,000 season activity. Okay, you really want to be you want to be embodied into the version of yourself that you want to become and attract.
Okay.
And because then burnout happens. Many people think burnout is an activity of doing physical labor, but it's also mental, because you just cannot get disconnected. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Now Scott says hashtags don't have the reach they want. That guys, the only metrics that I want you to track, and this is coming from a multi-6-figure business manager. My business is doing multi-6 figures per year. I don't even know how to read my Instagram analytics. I don't bother to look at them. The only things that I track is link clicks from a post and how many DMs have I gotten from the post. And I might see the saves, because if people are saving the content, it means that it's something that's good, like the message landed. If they are clicking on the link, it means that the caption was good and it's persuaded them to click on the link. If people bought, it means that I did a great selling job in the sequence, whether that was a story or whatever. So the only I wouldn't be bothered with the reach of your posts, but when it comes to the reach of the hashtags, most likely it might be because you might be using bad hashtags. So it disables the entire hashtag group. If you want, the photographers in my world have booked more than $1 million in cash. I'm not talking about revenue. This is cash, like money in the bank. And last year in photography packages. And until this time, I haven't thought hashtags ever. But if you guys want me to create a module about hashtags, I can definitely do so. What I want you to understand is what you want to nail down is this right here. This pyramid, your offer, your 6-figure plan, your message, and your frameworks, and getting good at writing posts and selling. Because you can have the fanciest of hashtags and you can go viral every single day, but if you don't know how to message, if you don't know how to sell in the DMs, if you don't know what to say on the call, if you're getting ghosted all the time, if your posts are not getting inquiries, the hashtags are just a fuel to the fire. And another thing is, I don't want you to consume any other Instagram tips, tricks, like forget about all of that. Don't get caught up into like Facebook group strategies or like people screaming that TikTok is the next big thing. Like everything that you need to get to 6 and multi-6 figures is within the program. If there was a strategy that I believe was better than what I'm currently teaching you now, I would be telling you to do it. Okay. And if you feel like you want to do reels, you can do reels. You can apply the concepts that I'm teaching you about captions and the way that you're selling in hypercharge in the reels and all of that. But all you really need to do is like static feed posts, and that's that with the Facebook groups. Okay, guys, any last questions before we end this? Okay, Ashley has none. Nick was caught. Mila, like, I'm not sure what's happening, but we haven't heard from you in 2 solid hours. I guess you're trying to just process the things, but if you have any questions, let me know, okay? Okay. So guys, I'm going to end the call then. Since you don't have any questions, we're going to see each other in 2 weeks. And I'm looking forward to celebrating all of your big wins next call. One other thing is, if you've been activated on the call, like something that I shared with you resonated with you, it changed your perspective, it like blew your mind, you're feeling inspired, motivated, you want to share it on your stories, just make sure you tag me, because every single month at the end, I will be selecting 2 winners to win something special and mischievous. So there's that.
Oh.
Now, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to end the call and see you. Okay, Scott, can you give us one story pool we can post right now for brides? Can you turn on your microphone and clarify what do you mean by this?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you have like one idea that we can post right now? Like, I think you mentioned even very simple pools, right? Are you engaged? Are you into this style? Do you have anything right now that we can post?
Okay,
like,
talk to me about do you have any potential clients that are in your DMs right now who you can close?
I've had I have one in my DM right now. Yes, but I would say I've had a few calls this week, so we're kind of in the in-between stage.
Can you break down like what happened in on the calls?
Well, one call, both of the calls basically followed the script, went through everything. I've given them a deadline.
Okay.
So I know this is extending the call a little bit, but I know that there's like potential, you know,
Yeah.
bonus, but
We're
kind of wondering.
we're extending the call, but let's see what we can do here. And guys, if you want to be listening to this, because this is going to be pure gold for all of you when it comes to sales. Now, what you're saying to me, Scott, is okay. So you've given them incentives to make an informed decision, and I assume it was like, make a decision by so and so date. I give you so and so discount off or whatever, based on what the offer was that you've made for them on the call. That's what you want to lead with. You want to remind people that time is running up. I wouldn't do for clients that have ghosted you, or for clients who have not bought from you and you've given them a deadline. I would not engage in a friendly conversation of pools and let's play this or that. What needs to happen, you're in hypercharge and you know the bucket method. If a client is not buying from you, it's because they have limiting beliefs about themselves. It's because they have myths, or it's something else. So you want to address these. When you were closing on the calls, did you have any objections come through?
No really objections. I just gave them a custom quote and didn't say anything and let them respond. And yeah, we're just kind of, they didn't sign right on the call, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out if you've gave them a custom quote and you tried to close with the, how did you close?
Yeah, I mean, I actually did not give them an incentive yet.
What do you mean?
So I pretty much just told them the price. I haven't given them the incentive to close.
Well, that's why they haven't bought yet. If you tell me, I'm going to coach you, Alex, I'll be your private mentor for 12 months. You can make the decision whenever you want to. Nothing is going to change. Do you know when I'm going to make the decision?
Never.
Never. No, I will make the decision, but I will be like not today. Like I'm like, no, you want to reward action takers. So I'm not sure why, but the past is in the past, and you want to progress from your this is not a missed opportunity. It's something that you can follow up with. So right. I wouldn't even do a story in this case. I would just follow up with your clients and be like, guys, my books are filled up. I will give you 24 hours to make a decision. You sign up. I knock you off 20% of the package.
Yeah, so I guess the follow-up incentive, I guess that was probably what I was trying to come across. But yeah, that sounds good. Typically I give them less than a week. I need to be more firm, but
That's too much. You don't want to give more than 24 to 48 hours.
okay.
Okay. Because what I want you to understand, guys, and this is going to take, because it's a subconscious belief, you are programmed to think that clients don't have the money. And I know that. So whenever you feel like, oh, should I follow up with this person? You're the first thought that comes up with like, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be slazy. I don't want to be salesy. But you're not being slazy and pushy and salesy, because how many times have you actually followed up with and you were surprised that clients actually bought? I know, Scott, you have.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I need to like really get really consistent with my follow-up. And
Yeah, and one thing about, and this is like mental and mindset more than anything, don't make someone saying no mean anything personal about you. You're still good enough, you're still loved enough, your husband loves you, your partner loves you, your family is not giving up on you, you're not good enough. A no is simple. A no means a no. You are in control of the narrative that you're making it mean something about you. A lot of photographers struggle with business is because they fear rejection and they don't sell. They feel anxious to get on calls or to do in the DMs because they feel that they're going to be rejected. But you want to understand, if someone says no to, that they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting themselves, because you're going to book a client anyway. What they're going to not get though is your genius and your talent, and that's priceless. Okay, so always remember, just as dating, you are the price, not the other person. You are the price. And if right now this feels like a hard concept to grasp, I want you to really think about it and drop into that main character energy, because it's your business. Okay, so you want to be the one that's happy. And you lead with the energy of you are the price, and it's their, they should be happy that they're working with you. You know, always go back to the multi-six-figure version of yourself. How is this person thinking? I would assure you that that version knows that people love to pay her, knows that people genuinely want to book her. So Scott, does this answer your questions?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess the thing is should we always follow? Do you recommend following up with a bonus typically if they haven't signed on immediately?
What you want to do is, when you're selling on the call, or if you're selling in the DMs, you always want to set the stage of the bonus and plant the seed beforehand. Okay, so one thing I'm seeing here with you is that you haven't set the stage of the bonus, in fact. So you've mentioned that you follow the script on the call. Within the script that you get with Hypercharge for the sales call, it has the entire start from you getting in the DMs all up until they pay the invoice. You have everything laid out, what you need to say and how and why. When you get to the last part of the close, you have the incentive part of it's so and so price, but for action takers and so and so. So when you say that and you frame it in that way, majority of people just sign up on the spot.
Yeah, that's what I missed on the call, obviously. So but I'm kind of like trying to figure out.
You've missed it on all the calls. You've said that there were multiple inquiries, right?
Yeah, I had 2 calls this week.
Okay. So you've missed it on 2, or you didn't do it intentionally? Because I'm trying to understand if there's a subconscious block that we need to get over, or you just we're not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't see, I didn't set the stage correctly, but they haven't told me no yet. So like I'm saying, I was kind of curious about the follow-up stage.
I would follow up. You're in Hypercharge, you know, you have the DM scripts as well. You know how to say what to say. And you've closed like 5K, 5, 6, 7K sales, and like you already know how to sell. I know that.
Yeah, it was just these 2. Yeah, it was just these 2 that I missed, and I was just like, damn it.
Would you want me do you have any DM conversations with the clients? Do you want to share the screen and I can take a look at them?
No, they weren't DMs. They just found me on Google and emailed through my website.
Are you following the people?
I'm following one.
Okay. Did you show them the galleries?
No, they've just seen my blog and website and Instagram.
But did you walk them through the galleries on the call?
I did with one of them. The other one was just a regular phone call.
So I would try to remember what specifically did the client want from you, but it came to the galleries. Like, what were the details? So, for example, clients will say it's so important that you capture all of the family details on the day. That's important to them. So it's going to be stupid for you to share as a background on your stories a picture of a Louboutin if your client cares about family. So if you're trying to convert these people, I would lead with their desire. So for example, and by the way, guys, listen, take notes, whatever you're doing, because you're going to be in a situation as Scott. Whenever you want to convert a client, always understand what is it that they want. If you've taken a call or you just have their socials, try to see what you can take away from. But when you see someone's feed, it's really natural for you to pick up of like what type of a person this is. You can see if someone is adventurous, if you can see if someone is posh. Like if you look at my profile, you will understand that I'm all about the lifestyle and the impact. So if I see someone talking about, like, I don't know, something that would not really appeal to me, I would not pay attention to it. But if it's something that is like my brand, I would be like, I'm listening, you know? So Scott, try to remember what were these clients obsessed about. Okay, do you remember like what was the one thing she kept bringing up on the call? Like, I want this, like I want that to be. You remember?
Yeah, I mean, she just basically, obviously candid moments. And then she was like, I was at another wedding and the photographers were missing so many photos. And she's just, I don't know, she laid out exactly what she wanted. So again, we're in that stage of I just haven't closed it yet.
Okay. So she wants someone that's going to be secure. Did you pitch with a second shooter?
Yeah, they definitely want that.
Okay, what I would do is you can even like share on your stories like thought leadership, an experience that you had unpleasant of hearing from colleagues and nightmares of photographers missing an entire important moment on the wedding day.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds.
And you can be like, you want to make sure that it never happens. That is a no-go in my world. You get exactly all of the candid moments that you want.
Yeah.
And you also want to pay attention to the visuals. You know, what was the vibe that she was going for? For example, there's a difference between a Nightlux wedding and a Winter Wonderland wedding. There's a difference between the vibe of an adventure elopement and the vibe of a Southeastern wedding. I'm not sure why, but like I love Southeastern weddings. They're full of color, of tradition. Like I love them so much. But I hope that what I'm saying makes clarity, because the visuals, guys, are micro conversions. The music, again, Scott, you're in hypercharge, you already know this. Maybe you have just forgotten it, but from the fonts that you use, to the music that you use in your stories, to the texts, to the language, it all adds up to that client converting. Like literally, a client has bought from me because I have used their favorite song, and I didn't even know that it was their favorite song. They were like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that you love ABBA as well." I was like, "Yes, I love ABBA." You know, so
you resonated with them a lot.
Yeah. And when people are, you know, when your brand is appealing, people are open to listening, and the more someone is listening, the more they're likely to buy, because they're reading to your stories, they're following what you're saying, and so you want to maximize that. Okay. So
Cool.
does this answer your question? I would like you to follow up with them. And then as far as your stories goes, you can do a simple like thought leadership story where you're like, you don't want to miss out on this. If you like, you lead with the pain. You say that like you've heard horror stories about colleagues, or like, oh my God, I gotta share with you something, guys. I've heard from a colleague that there have been horror stories happening in the industry where photographers are missing on the most important shoots. And it just has been brought to my attention that this is happening often. I want to let you know that this is something that's never going to happen in my world. When you get into my world, you get high class, one of a kind heirloom that's filled with all of the details of the wedding day, and you get exactly what you need.
Cool.
Like you want to address the concern. And what this client was saying to you is that she wants someone that's reliable and someone that's going to capture all of the important memories. And when it comes to the sales calls, I would even go to the extent of understanding what specific things do they want pictures taken of. Because, for example, this is going to make your marketing and your message even stickier. If you read someone's caption and you feel like they're in your mind, you're like, oh my God, like, you know exactly what I'm going through, and you resonate with it, it's because this person understands you. And when you understand your clients, guys, you will see your inquiries skyrocket, because people buy from people that they can see that they understand them. So for example, when you understand that your client doesn't really want reception photos, and in the caption or in the story, you say something like, I see you running from your grandmother who wants you to convince you to have the reception photos, but all you want to freaking do is have a 9 p.m. adventure elopement without all of the drama. This is going to resonate with your soul. Okay, so you really want to listen what your clients are saying on the calls, and you want to get granular and specific within the captions and within stories. Okay.
Yeah, love that. Appreciate it. Very helpful.
Okay, any other follow-up questions?
No, I think that's it. I have to remember the bonus thing, setting the stage at the beginning of the call, realizing that I need to set the least amount, like, well, in other words, what I need to make. And then obviously the bonus is beyond, like, it's like,
yes. So how you close, like you can literally rewatch the module in Hypercharge because it's the sales calls that's like so good. But how you close is, I for a fact know that if I don't know what you charge, I know what Scott charges, and I think I know what Ashley charges. But your prices, guys, are 50% lower than what they could possibly be. And I'm not even kidding. Okay. And this shouldn't make you feel like down. You know, this should just make you feel activated and inspired, because it just shows you the potential that you have for growth in what you're going to achieve. Now, that being said, is when you with the script from Hypercharge, when you close on the call, or you can close in the DMs. I close all of my sales in the DMs. It's doable. The only benefit from when you do the sales calls is that you can actually see the face of your client and you can show them the gallery. So for photography, it's much more easier. And so when you're closing, if you haven't gotten to the module in Hypercharge where I talk about the close and how to collect the payment, what it basically is you give a client to incentive. So you say, let's say your real price package of your offer is $4,000 for 10 hours of a wedding, right? So what you say is, my package for exactly what you guys mentioned that you want typically starts at $6,000, $9,097. However, I have something that's called incentive price action taken bonus. And this means that if we make a decision right here, right now on the call, I'm going to knock you off 50% off of the initial package. So it's only going to be $3,997. Okay, so in their mind, it's as they're saving
50%. But what's actually happening is even though you're undercharging, you're not really lying or doing anything bad. You're practicing your new price. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Incentive action-based pricing. I like it.
You have the script.
Yeah,
The thing about the script, I don't want you to record your calls. Like all of the instructions are in Harvard. I don't want to repeat myself because you have the courses already. But when you read the script, don't make it robotic. Don't sit like this and be like, okay, so hashtags don't have reach. They once did. Can you give us one story pool we can post right now for brides? Make it conversational.
Right.
Okay. Like it's fun, like, you know, it's the best day of their life. Like, hey guys, like, what are you want to be enthusiastic? Okay.
Cool.
So any other questions, guys, before I end this? How are you all feeling? Okay, so
Yep.
is vibing. How are you feeling, Nicola?
Yep, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, amazing. So guys, I love you all so much, and I'm going to see you on the next live call.
Thank you so much.
Of
Bye,
course.
guys.
Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of your days.